Welcome back.
Lee, Mike, and Nick here.
Tonight,
how's it going, guys? So we got, as you can see, we got Mike and Lee in the house here at the studio, and today, Mike is gonna introduce us to some ABC, and I guess you already know the song, right? So I'm the one here that's gonna listen to it for the first time, but they're gonna enjoy it because we're listening to it on headphones. So, as you guys know. So, any information, like when did you hear this the first time?
I heard this for the first time in high school, I believe.
Okay.
We actually did an air band to this song, and this is my favorite song by ABC that they never played at the concert.
Wow. You must have been like, I can't believe it that they didn't play my song. Because that sometimes happens. You've told me that they didn't play my song. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
It was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I guess, when we went to see Dream Theater, they didn't play my favorite song, which is Take the Time. I can't say it's my favorite, but they should have played it. It's one of those, like, you have to play that song, but they didn't. I guess their catalog is just too extensive.
Yeah.
All right. So this is, let's see, from 1985. Cool.
So just when did this come out as in relation to like Look of Love and Poison Arrow?
It was after the album after Look of Love and Poison Arrow.
Okay.
This was their album where they tried to get a little bit more dancey.
Okay.
And this is where Be Near Me and also How to Be a Millionaire was off of this album as well.
Which they did play.
Yeah, which they did play both of those.
And I remember they played Poison Arrow, and I love that song. That was just very catchy, and it's just like I still remember that song.
Yeah.
It was just very, very good. So, from the album How to Be a Zillionaire, and so here we go. I hope it's not. If it's too loud, please let me know. Don't sit like I don't want to torture you guys. Okay. Because
I like it loud.
I listen to music way too loud. So, but Alexa sometimes tells me you should already be deaf at this point. So, all right. So this is called 15 Storey Halo. Is that correct? Storey?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So here we go with ABC. Thank you guys for being here and do the usual. Like and subscribe. Here we go. Right? It is dancing. It is dancing. Like that.
Right, yes.
A bottle belongs to Beach Boys. I might marvel at the size, but honey, something that big. You know the best don't advertise. As no one ever told you, you got a body built to last. With the 15-story dead stop, you're going nowhere and fast. I'm going 10, 20, 30, 40. 15-story halo. 10, 20, 30, 40. 15 stories high. I said a 10, 20, 30, 40. 15-story halo. 10, 20, 30, 40. 7 miles wide. 7 miles wide. Ask
Keyboard, right?
Jury, Joe find me 12 just now. We're gonna bottles left their fury. I make sure it don't happen again. All the rebel boys got payroll. Now they're queuing outside the bank. Like 14-karat playboys on a trans-cool trans-world tramp. I'm going 10, 20, 30, 40. 15-story halo. 10, 20, 30, 40. 15 stories high. I'm going 10, 20, 30, 40. 15-story halo. 10, 20, 30, 40. 7 miles wide. 7 miles wide. So you meet this guy, a regular Galahad, a real house trained barbarian. So you drop him like a bad habit. Anything that comes along, you grab it, you grab it. 15-story halo.
Very nice. And I stopped it on time. You know, every time I make a video, the next song starts to start. Okay. This was very good. Very so I do have a couple of questions. So because of the English language, of course. Yeah. So Storey, so the halo is the halo, right? But Storey, is that like a slang instead of like story high, you know, like 15 story?
I think it means 15 stories high.
15 stories.
I believe so. I've never done a lot of research into it, though, to be honest with you.
But they also spelled story wrong, so I don't know.
Yeah. You think is that wrong by the band? Or
how I know it. I don't know. I don't know if it's normally spelled, but every time it comes up in the car, I'm like, oh.
Or maybe
my OCD
we
kicks
could
in.
look it up. I mean, well, although we're gonna get it way into like deep into the why they, but I think that's what I wanted to know, like, because I was like, I'd never seen that word before, that Storey, but it's story. But I loved like the whole, like, it was obviously very like keyboard heavy, so all the horns were keys, which is kind of at that time was very modern, right? Very
it was. Now, and this particular band, I don't know if it was all keyboards or not, because when we saw them in concert, they had a horn section.
Yeah, they did, but that definitely did not sound like a real horn. We can look it up.
True.
Definitely did not sound like a real horn.
So,
what did you play in your air band?
I was the lead singer.
Oh, well, you should have.
So you were basically like mouthing the words?
Yes.
You should have done that while we were recording. Man. I thought you were going to.
That would have been hilarious. Yeah.
Grab the microphone and
Well, I kind of realized when he was showing me the lyrics that I had gotten a few lyrics wrong. Back
oh,
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
well, but Spotify gets them wrong sometimes
yeah,
too. So.
but it's so funny when I sometimes pull up lyrics of songs that I've actually heard when I show them to Alexa. It's like, oh, so that's what they're saying. You know,
Yeah,
It
I've done that
happens,
before
it
too.
happens.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. I remember the night, and thank you again so much for taking me there to ABC. That was just a great experience, and I loved their guitar player was just phenomenal. So there was no guitar here, but I mean, as a band, they're just very unique, and it was very dancey. It reminded me almost like the beats. Like, have you ever seen The Mask with Jim Carrey?
Oh yeah.
A long time
Remember
ago, yeah.
that mambo kind of like rhythm? It had that mambo kind of like
I could see
feel
that.
to it.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm insane, but
You're usually right about these things, whether people want to admit it or not.
but no, I love the song, and I love that is it was just like for the time, sounds just very very unique. Like of what other bands were doing, you know, like Michael Jackson and Madonna and stuff like that. But I guess it's totally different genre when you take pop and new wave, right?
Yeah, new wave is hard. Well, new wave, I think they came up with I don't know this for sure, but I think they came up with that term because they didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think everything that they didn't know what to do with, they threw into new wave.
Okay.
Because it wasn't quite pop, it wasn't quite rock.
Yeah.
You know.
Was also a little bit of punk, right? Like, what was that guy that was giving us that?
I always forget his name.
Richard
Every video that we've done.
Richard Blade.
Blade.
Richard Blade.
Blade,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
So Richard Blade, that was wonderful because Richard Blade was there and he was giving us like a crash course on new wave that when it started with Kraftwerk and then Giorgio Moroder, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. That I never thought that something like this would start. I mean, I guess in Germany, but just the electric part, I guess. But and then it evolved into this like amazing genre, you know.
Yeah, the British.
Because Kraftwerk is not like amazing music. They're amazing, but they're not like easy to digest like this.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah,
I would say.
I remember like one or two videos on MTV, but I couldn't tell you what their songs.
Oh yeah.
It was interesting because like we would like if we didn't really get into something, we didn't pay attention to it. When it came out, so,
Right.
You know, but what was interesting to me was when they were showing all the videos because it brought back a lot of memories for me of my childhood and how cool those videos like that. Not Talk Talk. What's the video that you guys did? The first one that you guys did.
Let me see.
Take on Me.
Yes.
I was like, I forgot how good that video was. It was very creative.
That was amazing. That looks almost like something out of the Matrix, like the effects with the mirror and that whole like 3D. But yeah, let us know what you think of this song. Where were you? How old were you when you first heard it? And let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.